Wahoo! Come on, let's go!
Greetings, citizens of the internet! You can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome back to my extremely riveting Let's Play of Klonoa for the Wii. It's been quite a while since I've uploaded an episode of this because I had exams and Kirby's Adventure Wii in the way. Also, in the last episode, I made a bit of a grave mistake. I meant to say it was Klonoa's 20th anniversary at the start of the video, and I accidentally said it was his 11th instead because I got confused because I just said the original game came out on the 11th of December. But this remake was apparently supposed to be for Klonoa's 10th anniversary, but ended up being released closer to his 11th, so I wasn't entirely wrong. I just feel a bit bad about that mistake because it was supposed to be old Klonoa's big day or something. Happy birthday, Klonoa. He may not look like it, but he's over 20. He's 20, and I say, oh well, he's technically over 20 and a few days now. I'm recording this on the 21st of December, which is also winter solstice, also known as the longest night. And on the day I recorded the first episode, it was snowing outside, which is why I said it was snowing, but obviously it didn't on the 11th. It's the first time it snowed where I live in years as well. But also, does anyone know how I can, like, record my, use this noise reduction on Audacity without making my voice sound absolutely terrible? Because there is, like, quite a lot of disc and fan noises in the way because I accidentally screwed this up, and because I'm playing this is a game on a disc. The only way to legally play this game is on a disc. There is no downloadable version of this specific version of the game. So, in addition to disc noises, yes, obviously, in addition to my laptop's fan, you also hear disc noises, which weren't an issue in Kirby's Dream Land 3. They were an issue in Wind Waker HD as well, but still. Basically, the point is, how do I use noise reduction on my voice in Audacity without making my voice sound absolutely terrible, because you're not supposed to use noise reduction on voices because it just doesn't, Audacity doesn't work like that. Still better than Elgato sound capture, which doesn't actually work for me, am I right? And I also have a problem with actually properly syncing up the commentary with the actual video, because, like, what's it called again? Power Direct is a bit funny because, like, sometimes, like, when you try to, like, drag something or, like, try to snap it if you, like, 1 second behind where you want it. And also, I think that curving path just there, I just took the optional path, this is the required path, is probably the best use of 2.5D in the game. Well, not the best, but it's very, like, an early example of how great the 2.5D is. Anyway, there's a cutscene coming up.
Whoa, wait a minute!
I'm Klonoa from Wind Village.
And my name is Hupo. Grandpa told us to go talk to the chiefess, and we're on our way to see her.
Ah, I'm sorry. Lately strangers lurk in the forest.
Strangers in the forest?
Doors with picture of key. Need key.
Because that's how keys work.
Use.
So that's how it works. Thank you.
But one key. Open one door. You not forget.
Okay, got it.
Then bid you farewell. Chichupa!
Oh, I just realised something. In Audacity, when I'm using noise reduction, I lower the noise reduction by a few decibels. That will make it a lot easier to listen to. Like, it was like I could hardly stand to listen to my voice on, like, the original recording of episode 1. But anyway, this music, there's a part of the music that goes da 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 da, and it sounds like it's a motif that would be elsewhere in the game for some reason, but it's not. It just gives me deja vu, and it also sounds like Donkey Kong Country music. Donkey Kong Country music. I understood that a bit weird the first time around. One of these, I think, is a collectible person. You've already seen what the people who live in Forelock Forest look like. By the way, what is a forelock? All the other place names have something to do with their element, but this doesn't. It's just Forelock. And here's our first instance of dynamic music, because indoors the music sounds a bit more echoey, and the melody line's a bit harder to hear. And here's another one of those houses. Those fancy, funky tree houses. I'm not sure how you're supposed to climb them. Right, there's ropes, but still, I don't know. Fancy, funky tree houses. Nitro Indigo 2017. And these are monkey moves. They make cute noises like they're chinchillas or something. And this is a Moo holding a spike. And that, by the way, the eggs are called Nagapoko eggs. And you'll see some actual Nagapokos later on in the game. That's a bit of a, they're not really important, they're just a minor detail. But they give you tutorials in Dreamcatcher Tournament, which was never released in Europe, and it's not on Virtual Console, because remember when Virtual Console was used to export games? Because I do, even though I barely ever played any Virtual Console games until on Wii, because for most of my time for most of the Wii's heyday, I had parental controls on my Wii which stopped me from using the Wi-Fi, and for most of the DS's, and back in the DS's heyday, the Wi-Fi, you could only use a certain type of Wi-Fi with it that I didn't know how to use. Like, it was really, like, basically, on the original DS you could only use one kind of connection, and it was a really awkward one, so basically a one that was apparently it was apparently a really insecure Wi-Fi type that worked with the original 3DS. The original DS only worked with one type of Wi-Fi, and it was really hard to, and it was really easy to break into. Apparently it's like, oh my goodness, I'm just talking in circles now. The original DS only worked with one type of Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi was apparently really insecure, but I didn't know how to use it. So the only DS games I ever got to use the Wi-Fi on were Pokemon Black and White and the sequels, well, technically just Pokemon White and White 2, because those were ones I owned, and Solitaire Red the Hunter, and now the Wi-Fi servers have been shut down. Thanks, Nintendo!
Oh, are you two trying to cross here too? Yes, if that's okay. Unfortunately, the fairy tree has withered, and there's no way to get across. I guess we can't go any further. Thanks for telling us. Who are you anyway? I am a royal soldier from Jugpot, the Water Kingdom. I was on my way to see the chiefess of Forlock, on official business for the kingdom. Wait a minute, are you saying something happened in Jugpot too? No, I didn't say anything like that. Oh, I get it. It's something so bad you can't talk about it. I just thought that with all her knowledge, the chiefess might be able to do something to restore the king. What's wrong with the king? The king is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong at all. This place is dangerous for children. You should go home. This sounds suspicious. I wonder if Gladius and Joker are involved. Well, we can't go any further here. Do you want to try going to Jugpot?
Sure, let's go. Wahoo! Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Fun fact, this is actually my second attempt at recording this episode, because the first time I noticed early on that I noticed about the time around the key cutscene that my Elgato had glitched and wasn't recording the episode at all. It said it was like only 2 seconds in, and we can't go there because there's water blocking the way. But we can go there. Well, we can't go there from there. We can't. They have to take the long way in order to get up to that platform I was trying to get onto. Basically, my Elgato glitched, and I'm glad I noticed that sooner rather than later.
Look at that.
The water's flowing backwards. I get it now. This is why no water is flowing into Forlock Forest, and the trees are all withering. Come on, we have to get to the castle.
Right.
To be honest, the first time I saw the backwards waterfall, I just laughed because it reminded me of that guy in Pokémon X and Y who says that in his region there's a waterfall that flows backwards. By the way, is there a waterfall that flows backwards in Alola? I don't think there is. But I mean, the totem statue made sense because it's the strange statue, the strange souvenir, that's what it's called, made sense because it looked like a Hawaiian style statue. So that was good foreshadowing, but I don't really know what the Whackwood waterfall had to do with anything. And you could even see a bit of a cave in there and a bit of a path. I wonder if we'll go behind the waterfall. It's not like this is Okami or anything. That's not how you use that tone of voice. By the way, I really like Jugpot. For some reason, it just reminds me of a theme park, and I have no idea why. And also, here's a completely pointless side bit. In this version, there's something here in some kind of in an optional mode of the game, which I don't think I'll do, but it's kind of pointless, and it was there in the original version as well, and it's pointless otherwise in this version of the game, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I sung this. And we need an enemy from here to get up there, so... Fascinating Mexicans calls these green things Jugpot pot jugs because this is the first time they appear, and my mood just got popped by that spiker. Rude. And I really like the level of detail. Like, you can see the outside from here as well, and it's very good water effects for the Wii. I was about to compare it to Skyward Sword, but I don't really know if I can because they have completely different art styles. I really do like Skyward Sword though. Like, I know it sounds incredibly elitist, but it feels like when I played it, it was the first time I played it, it completely blew my mind, and the first time I played like a proper video game. Because I have this problem with feeling like I play a few games in the franchise, and then I play this one of them, and it's got very well received by either fans or critics, not necessarily both. Like, I play a bunch of games in the franchise, but I don't really feel like I'm a proper fan until I play like one of them. Like, I didn't feel like I was a proper Kirby fan back when like I just played like Amazing Mirror and Mass Attack mainly. And I definitely didn't really feel like a proper Zelda fan until I played Skyward Sword, as elitist as that sounds. Because like it was the only it wasn't the first 3D game I'd ever played, but it was like the first time I'd ever like sat down and played a home console game like on my own dedicatedly, and it just like completely blew my mind of how complex it was in comparison to anything I'd played before. This was like in 2012, by the way. I'm not sure, and Skyward Sword is definitely a divisive game, but I love it. And I can't keep getting to Jugger Chrono's Let's Play. And like, it took me 3 months to beat, but it was worth it. It took me 3 months to. It was actually like around the time I was getting good at video games, because I also like earlier on in the same year. Well, it took me like 3 months to beat Skyward Sword from December 2012 to March 2013. But anyway, like, it completely blew my mind, and I really liked how devotedly I played it, basically. It's kind of a nostalgia thing. But anyway, like 2012 was when I started getting good at video games, because earlier on in the same year, I beat both Pokemon White 2 and Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass in 12 days. And I always like feel like I want to manufacture nostalgia. Like, I feel a bit like bad that I played lots of shovelware games, because I could have played good games instead that then I'd feel nostalgic for, which is also kind of why I regret finding out all the spoilers for Spirit Tracks. And there's just one collectible person left, and I don't want to fall into the water and die, because that would be rather unfortunate. Because Klonoa can't swim, and there's coral in the background. Even though this is fresh water, I think. But anyway, Skyward Sword blew my mind, because I'd never played anything like it before, and nostalgia. Well, obviously I wasn't feeling nostalgic for it at the time. Like, it was like, usually I'd played home console games before, but they're mainly like really casual Wii games, usually with other people, and very few single player games. I mean, like, the only game I played that was like any similar to Skyward Sword before that was The Dog Island, which I may or may not get to in the future, but but no promises, because I'm not good at keeping them. Although I actually don't really know what I want to do after this Let's Play. I was thinking about The Dog Island, but I'm not really entirely sure, because like because I can't really think of what I talk about during that Let's Play or anything, besides making some really stupid, unfunny jokes about a movie you're not allowed to like that came out earlier on this year that I'll probably regret making, because they're kind of... I don't want to dig myself into a hole. Let's just say that movie you're not allowed to like is kind of relevant to The Dog Island, because they both have dogs in them. And if you know what that movie is, I don't... Oh my goodness, this is getting awkward. Let's move on. Anyway, I don't want to just like overwhelm people with Kirby games either, because like there's a lot of games I want to Let's Play that are Kirby games. And speaking of which, like last night I started playing the True Arena in Kirby Planet Robobot. And besides the fact that somehow I find it easier than much easier than the True Arena in Triple Deluxe, even though I've never beaten either of them, it's like it didn't work. But as soon as I played the game, my love for Triple Deluxe just kind of disappeared instantly. It's a bit weird. It's just like I realised that I started immediately thinking that Triple Deluxe was just some like kind of a bit mindless of a beat 'em up, but like.
I hear someone crying. Somebody save me. Could you please put that switch for me?
I thought I missed a collectible person, and I didn't.
Oh, thank you so much. I'd never have gotten out without your help. Something terrible must have happened here. Yes, some strange people came and made a big mess of everything in the castle. I'll bet that was Gaudius. Excuse me, could you please do one more thing for me? My mom is in the castle, and there's something wrong with her. Could you please save her? She's probably been brainwashed or something.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
Oh, thank you. Please get on my back. I can take you into the castle. My name is Klonoa. Thank you for helping me.
I'm Klonoa from Wind Village.
And I'm Hupo. Okay, here we go. The castle is completely empty. What do you suppose could have happened?
Who goes there?
Who are you?
I am Cedo, the king of this castle. I see. So you are the brats Lord Gaudius spoke of.
Gaudius!
I knew he was involved in this somehow.
It's time for the two of you to disappear. Pamela! Prepare yourself, brats. Get there!
Here's the second box. Here's the second boss. Evil Seedoff and Evil Pamela. In the original they were called Cursed, which sounds a lot less silly. But our strategy is to grab Seedoff. No random inexplicable moves this time, unlike most Klonoa bosses. But also, I suppose I should mention, in the manual for this game, it mentions that there are 4 gods of Phantomile, the wind, tree, water and moon gods. And they fought against Gaudius in the distant past, and it said that they fought him with the help of the celestial fish. And here are a few fish. More on that later. And by more on that later, I mean later on in the Let's Play, because I don't want to vomit out spoilers for this game. That's kind of rude. Also, I'm not the first person to say this, but it kind of looks like the Lakebed Temple from Twilight Princess, which I kind of got stuck in. And here's the fun fact: I played Twilight Princess after Skyward Sword, and it was the Wii version, so besides me finding it really awkward to play at first. I also played it on like a small TV in a dimly lit room at first, so I found it really hard to play until about the point we got to Snow Peak Ruins, where I suddenly began to like, not suddenly began to like it, but like I began to really enjoy the game because I really like the Snow Peak Ruins as a dungeon because it's a mansion owned by Yetis with like whimsical-ish music playing where you make them soup, and that's just a wonderful idea. But also, that's how I came to love Twilight Princess and it was also coincidentally when I started using a better television. Poses.
How can you call yourself the king of Jugpot when you let yourself be defeated by little children? Pointless, worthless, useless, hopeless! What? I won't forget this!
What happened to me? I see. So I was being controlled by that evil man, Guardius. I don't know who he is, but he definitely seems to be plotting something against the Moon Kingdom. Which means the chiefess of Vorlock Forest is in grave danger. She's known for her knowledge of ancient lore. I'm sure she must also know a great deal about the Moon Kingdom.
Oh no! We have to go back to Vorlock Forest!
Right. Let's go.
In that case, I'd better restore the flow of water quickly. That should help revive the withering trees. Hurrah! Hurrah will take you to the forest.
Thank you! My mom is back to being my nice mom again!
She is? That's great.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I guess we'll take you up on your offer.
All right. Let's go.
Next time in my extremely riveting Let's Play of Klonoa for the Wii, we shall be going into Vision 3-1. Until then, stay interesting!